Going on, Jerome's. Your Minnesota Vikings have had a good time this season with slinging Sammy Darnold, a.k.a. America's quarterback, and it has been a fun ride. Darnold's having a career season, should be in the Pro Bowl voting, should be in Comeback Player of the Year, but we've talked about why he's not, as well as he should be in the MVP conversation. Vikings 10-2, what it do, and Sam Darnold last 3 games especially has been absolutely dialed in and has been fantastic, working hand in glove with Kevin O'Connell, certifying him as a quarterback whisperer, and it's been pretty glorious, man. But of course, this offseason, the Vikings will have a decision. Do they bring Darnold back, or is it time to turn the keys over to J.J. McCarthy, the 2024 first-round pick, number 10 overall, highest drafted quarterback in team history, and he is going to be the guy. He is going to be that franchise, but we're going to play out the rest of the year, see what happens, and I don't know, if Darnold keeps playing the way he's playing, maybe that decision gets tougher, but also it's a best scenario for the Vikings because the better Darnold plays, the more his tag and trade value goes up and up and up. Now, people are confused. Yes, Darnold signed a 1-year deal. Yes, he will be a free agent. Yes, the Vikings can place a franchise tag on him with the parameters of a trade in place with another team. So it really is a no muss, no fuss spot where they're gambling if a team trades for him or not. All those deals are generally in place before the tag even approaches. So the Vikings definitely could have a tag and trade situation with Darnold, and especially since he's the only real viable starting quarterback in free agency this offseason outside, I don't know, Jameis, or maybe the Steelers let Russell Wilson go, depending on how teams see Justin Fields as well. And the draft-wise, it's Shedeur and Cam Ward. It's really about it, right? And now we're going to lay out a scenario that makes sense to everyone involved, and it makes so much sense that it probably will never happen because it makes so much sense. But first domino to fall, Matthew Stafford, who's been with the Rams a couple seasons, won a Super Bowl with Kevin O'Connell, by the way. He hangs it up after an illustrious career, should be a Hall of Famer. Always had a ton of respect for Matthew Stafford, even though he played for the Low Energy Lions. Just a tough-ass dude, an elite competitor, but he hangs it up. And now there's a quarterback vacancy in L.A. And, of course, Kevin O'Connell, Sean McVay, a.k.a. Ed Sheeran, they go way back like chiroprac. They run it's not a one-for-one offensive system, but there are broad strokes that are very similar, and you've seen the way that Slinging Sammy Darnold has thrived with Kevin O'Connell, and it's a hop, skip, and the jump. Be like, hey, I think that Sam Darnold could succeed in the Rams offense as well, especially even though they're getting rid of Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams and company. That solid offensive line when it's healthy. God, let's go. Let's go. And, of course, you have to think about the macro part of it as well. Slinging Sammy Darnold, Southern California kid, was a star at USC. It's one of the reasons why the Rams and the Chargers don't really have a toehold in L.A. It's because the USC is literally the professional football team of Los Angeles, right? But the prodigal son coming home and the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, that will certainly bump things up for the Rams. And maybe that's why he was face masked in the end zone, because we want to hang on to you so much. We will just grab you by the face mask. Please stay in La La Land. That's right. So trade offer, pretty straightforward. Tag and trade Sam Darnold to the Rams for the Rams' first-round pick. The Rams can't afford him. They have $55 million in cap space in 2025. That's including Stafford's contract. That obviously will change if he retires. And as of right now, the Rams are on the outside looking in, so that first-round pick would be about number 17. So let's just call it a mid-first-round pick. That's a pretty damn good return for a tag and trade situation, right? And Slinging Sam Darnold would return as a conquering hero. He is fixed. I can try to fix you. He had a phenomenal season with the Vikings. Took him on a playoff run, magic carpet ride. Yeah, also had a season with the hated San Francisco 49ers, so he knows some of that intel. Woo! He returns to Los Angeles and does really, really awesome things with Sean McVay and company. And for the Vikings, it's J.J. McCarthy time. Also, this would leave the door open to bringing back Daniel Jones on a minimal deal to be the veteran backup for J.J. McCarthy as well. And then Kevin O'Connell can work his magic there again. And also the Vikings, who are a little bit bereft of draft picks right now because of various trades, certainly would love to add a first-round pick to the coterie of picks that the Vikings currently have. Right now, the Vikings have 4 total picks, a first, 2 fifths, and a 7th. They're projected for at least a third-round comp pick because of free agency last offseason, notably Kirk Cousins, and the Vikings would obviously, their first round pick of their own is going to be 32. But adding the Rams mid-round pick would be fantastic for the team as well. Really address a lot of needs in that spot. Or trade down? I don't know. Maybe not too far, right? So parameters here. Stafford retires. Vikings tag and trade Darnold to the Rams for the 2025 first-round pick. Vikings roll with J.J. McCarthy. His era has begun. Also, Daniel Jones as a fun veteran backup. The Vikings have 2 first-round picks to help supplement the rooster, as well as Vikings crushing in free agency, again, because they have a lot of cash. Then the Rams have their hometown kid as their new quarterback as they turn the page from the Stafford era. So this makes so much sense that it probably will never happen. That's what happens, man. But anyways, like Sam Darnold, like I love what he's meant to this team. And frankly, is there a chance that he plays so good that the Vikings are forced to basically just keep him? Because you've been waiting for so long for this franchise quarterback. Darnold's only 27, going to be 28 in June. And if he's playing like a top 5 quarterback, and he's shown that he can work here in the system with Kevin O'Connell and the weapons, and he can be that dude that not only you can win a Super Bowl with, but maybe even win a Super Bowl because of, that certainly changes the calculus. So all options on the table. It's going to be really interesting the rest of the year as well as offseason, but we'll see. Anyways, your thoughts, our idea from our scrambled eggs brain of the perfect win-win trade for the Vikings and Sam Darnold. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.